All right, if you're in IT, you know things are changing fast. Today, we're diving deep into the evolution of the system administrator. This isn't just about another new technology, it's about a complete reimagining of your role. We're going to talk about how you can stop just trying to keep up with the AI era and start actually thriving in it.
So, to guide us on this, we're using a fantastic report from Virtualization Options LLC as our foundation. The goal here is to outline what your job could look like as AI gets woven into everything, and more importantly, what skills you'll need to get there. Now, the full report is massive, so think of this as the highlight reel to get you started.
And let's be crystal clear about this. The change we're talking about isn't just a patch or an upgrade. The very foundation of your job is being rebuilt from the ground up. It's less of a renovation and more like a complete demolition and reconstruction project.
But, before we can talk about building that new future, we have to understand where we're starting from. So let's take a quick look at the classic sysadmin role, the bedrock that so much of IT has been built on for decades.
Yeah, I'm sure this list looks incredibly familiar. This is the world you live in. Racking servers, chasing down network issues, the never-ending cycle of patching, and of course, being the hero who saves the day when disaster strikes. You're the person everyone calls when things break. This is the core of traditional IT.
And here is the reality of that job visualized. A whopping 35% of your time is spent just reacting to problems, pure firefighting. Add another 25% for routine maintenance. That's more than half your week gone before you can even think about strategic projects. This reactive cycle? This is exactly what's about to be blown up.
And the dynamite that's lighting the fuse is AI infrastructure. This isn't just another tool in the toolbox. It's a whole new way of thinking, building, and managing everything. Let's look at some numbers that really paint the picture. First off, a 73% increase in infrastructure complexity. And that's not just, adding more virtual machines. We're talking about entirely new kinds of workloads, specialized hardware like GPUs. It's like going from managing a local town's traffic to orchestrating an international airport. The complexity is just on another planet.
And what's fueling all that complexity? Data. A 5 times explosion in the amount of data you have to manage. AI models are incredibly hungry, and they need to be fed a constant, massive stream of information. That puts a kind of strain on your storage and network that most systems were just never designed for.
So, what does this all mean for you personally? It means a 40% redefinition of your role. Think about that for a second. Nearly half of the things you do day to day right now will likely be replaced by totally new responsibilities centered around automation, data, and big picture strategy.
And look, this isn't going to happen with the flip of a switch. The report lays out a realistic timeline of about 2 to 3 years for most IT pros to really get comfortable and proficient in this new world. It's a journey for sure, but it's a journey you need to start planning for. So, after all that disruption, what does the new sysadmin role even look like? Well, the single best way to describe it is a shift from being purely tactical to becoming truly strategic. I love this slide because it's the perfect before and after. You're moving from a world where you're constantly responding to tickets to a world where you prevent those tickets from ever being created. You go from tedious manual tasks to overseeing intelligent automation. You're no longer a problem solver, you're becoming a problem predictor.
And remember that first chart, the one where you were drowning in reactive support? Look at this. It plummets from 35% all the way down to just 10. And where did all that time go? It's poured directly into strategic projects, which is now the biggest part of your job. You're not just keeping the lights on anymore, you're designing the entire power grid.
All right, so you're probably asking, this sounds great, but how do I actually make that happen? Well, it all starts with building out a brand new toolkit of skills for what we call AI Ops.
So, first up is AI Ops itself. Don't let the fancy name intimidate you. It's a pretty simple idea. We're using AI to help us run IT. These are smart systems that can chew through all the data your infrastructure generates, spot patterns that a human never could, and then automatically fix issues before they ever impact a user.
Next up, Kubernetes. And folks, there's just no getting around this one. It's basically become the default operating system for the cloud. And it is absolutely essential for AI workloads because of how complex they are. If you want to work in modern infrastructure, learning Kubernetes isn't optional anymore.
So when you put all these pieces together, this is the skill set of the future. The key here is that you're not throwing away your deep infrastructure knowledge. You're building on top of it. You're adding layers of coding, cloud-native tech, and a solid understanding of data. It's this powerful combination that will make you absolutely essential.
Okay, looking at that list, I get it. It can feel like a lot to take on. But the good news is you don't have to learn it all tomorrow. The key is to have a plan, a roadmap, and the report breaks it down into a really clear 3-phase journey.
The whole journey takes about 2 years. You spend the first few months just laying the groundwork, getting the fundamentals right. From there, you start to specialize. Maybe you decide to become the go-to expert on Kubernetes, or you dive deep into data pipelines. And finally, you reach mastery, where you're not just doing the work, you're leading the projects and teaching others how to do it too.
And that first phase is the most important one. It's all about building 4 solid pillars. 1, a little Python. You don't have to be a coding genius, just enough to automate your life. 2, Docker and containers. You got to know how modern software is built and shipped. 3, get comfortable in the cloud. Pick one of the big providers and learn the basics. And 4, understand what ML actually is from an operations point of view. What does it need to run well? Get these 4 down, and you have a launch pad for everything else.
So why bother with all this work? Because the payoff is huge. Look at the career path on the right. It's not just a step up, it's a leap into a different league. You're setting yourself up for incredible roles like an ML infrastructure engineer or a platform architect, maybe even a VP of AI operations. These are jobs that are in crazy high demand, and frankly, they didn't even exist a few years ago.
So, we'll end on this thought. The path forward is pretty clear. The need for these skills is urgent, and the opportunity for your career is absolutely immense. This whole transformation is a journey, and like any journey, it starts with a single step. The only real question left to answer is the one right here on the screen. When does your day one begin?